Hi and welcome to episode 8 of the Yarn Lovers podcast. I am your host Lindsay. You can find me on Ravelry as Caliastra, and you can find me on Twitter, Blurk and Facebook as Yarn Lovers. It's been 3 weeks since the last time I recorded, and for that I apologise. My partner's been very ill and that's been taking up all of my time, and this is the first day he's gone out to work and I have the house to myself. I will go straight into the knitting. I have finished objects. I finished off, excuse me, these are wet, I've just washed them. I have a pair of Afterthought heel socks. These are in Knit Picks Stroll. In the stripe is the Stroll Multi in the Meadow colourway, and the heel and toe are Stroll in the Peapod colourway. I really like the way these striped up. I think I was pretty lucky. If anyone wants them to stripe like this, then I used size 1.5 needles, so 2.5mm I think, and I used 56 stitches. I also finished the other socks I was working on. These are, they've gone fuzzy unfortunately, which is a bit of a pain considering I've only worn them once. These are the Kool-aid pattern BFF, and these are also in the Knit Picks Stroll Peapod colourway. If you can see the cable pattern. It took me ages to finish these because I found the pattern very boring for some reason, and I'm not sure whether it was just a combination of me not liking the yarn very much, not liking the colour very much, and the pattern was a bit boring. It took me a very long time. I'm thrilled with the way they though. There's, they fit very well and there's nothing wrong with them. Thankfully, I have very small feet. I'm a UK size 3, so they don't take very long. The other thing I finished, which I hearted yet the last time I recorded, is this the right way around? That way. Thank you. This is a Multoma, I think it's pronounced. It's a Into the World in oh, I can't remember the base yarn, and it was it's a sock, a fingering weight, and the colourway is Hartigan. There we go. It's very quick. The top is garter stitch and the bottom is feather and fan. So it's pretty nice. I quite like the colours. My partner hates it. Absolutely hates it. But he doesn't like red. So perhaps that's part of it. Took me 3 days, yeah, to knit that, so I was pretty pleased at how quickly it knit. That was the yarn. I don't know if you remember, but that was the yarn I was scared to wear. Oh, too pretty on the scheme. Things I've been working on. Okay. I go a bit further with this. Oh, whoops. It's getting pretty big actually. You can spread it out a bit to fill the needles. This is the Knit Picks Chinook
shawl. It's got fluff stuck in it. There we go. So we'll sit back a bit. There we go. It's getting there. I think last time I recorded I just started the yellow section. And I'm now on to the yellow and orange section. Yes, hold two. I'm on a strand of each at the moment. Once I get to the bottom of this section, I will change to 2 of these. And these are knit picks lacing with the kit. It's very easy to knit, but I do find it rather boring sometimes when I've been doing it for a while. I'm sure you finished the cast. There we go. I'm not sure whether I'm going to knit the border or not. You can do it with or without the border. So I don't know. I tend to get very impatient at the edges and sort of skip parts or just make them shorter or skip borders and things. I am on rule 119 of 163, so I'm getting there, and I don't think it's going to get much wider now. Pretty much done. I've got 2 increases to go and that's it. The things I have been working. This is very pretty. This is another shipment, and this is, I think it's the last Doctor Who one, possibly. This is Children of Time, which is lovely. It's brown and purple, maroon, and teal blue. And this is the Trillium. You will ignore my mistake there. I was sitting waiting for a friend in a cafe and realised at last 15 rows are done. I ripped back. It's pretty noticeable where I ripped back. It may be overbooked. This is getting slower to knit. Just because the rows are getting longer. If you know the pattern at all, you increase every row. Well, pretty much every second row, but so it gets wider and slower and slower. It's getting fairly long. I weighed the yarn yesterday actually because it says you need 7% left to do the border, the edging. And I'm nowhere near that. I think I still had 40 grams out of the 100, so it should get fairly big. Hopefully. I put a pin because you couldn't see that I'm in progress. It's one of these sort of mind knitting things, and it just you can't see it get longer. So I put that in just to motivate me, basically, which works quite well. Sometimes you don't believe it's getting bigger, you know. I started the next Kool-aid sock. I'm working through the knit sock book in order. So the last one was BFF, and this one is Marilinda, which is so complicated. The last one. It's very difficult to see that because it's just started. It's got a little cable. This is going to take me a while, I think. I don't know if I'm knitting these for my daughter or if I'm knitting them for me. We shall see. Is the Sheepy Time Panda Feet in the grape colourway. I think this yarn base is now discontinued. It's the one with bamboo in it. I don't think she does it anymore. It's more purple and it's showing up on the webcam. Because, you know, webcams and cameras in general are very bad at picking up red. I've not picked this up for 2 weeks actually, I don't think. I finished 2 socks very quickly and then went, oh, I need to make another sock, and I cast it on and I did a bit and then I thought, I don't want to make a sock anymore, so I went on something else. This yarn, my partner spent 4 or 5 hours untangling. I went to wind it into a ball and my son was sitting holding it, and for some reason it just ended up in a huge knot. And I gave up and threw it on the floor and was about to throw it out, and my partner said, no, I'll untangle it. Okay. And he sat for hours and hours and hours and wound it into a ball for me, which is very nice of him. The other thing I've been missing is wound round everything else. This is the Eolian shawl. Now, I've had this queued for a long time. And I finally decided that I was going to bite the bullet and do it. Now, if you can see that, but it's beaded. And I've just started it, although this has taken strangely long to get this bit done. I am having an issue with the beads. The smallest crochet hook I've got is 1mm and it doesn't fit through the hole. So I've been using a needle and thread, which is very fiddly and time consuming. So I have ordered a crochet hook. I think it's 6mm and it should be here today, hopefully. It was posted yesterday. So this is dye for wood, dye for yarn, dye for wool. We have 2 shots of dye for wool one. Fine lace in the, which is there actually, in the Burning Fire Department colourway. Beautiful red colour, it's very rich. These are the beads I'm using, which I got from Spellbound Bead Company, which someone recommended to me on Plurk. Thank you very much, whoever that was. They seem much cheaper and have a much wider selection than anyone else I was finding through Google. Believe it or not, that has 64 beads on it already. So yeah, there's a lot of beading. I'm enjoying it. I just did the correct tool because it's only 3 times as long. Once I have it, I should get going a bit more. I'm just nearly finished repeat 2 of the first chart after the setup chart. It's called the Yucca chart. And I don't know whether I'm going to knit the small version or the large version. The small version has 8 of the first chart. The version has 11 of the first chart. I don't know. I've got enough yarn. There's 1600 yards there. So I either use it all for this, use, you know, it says 1100 yards, or I knit the smaller one and make something else with this. Because I think the smaller one uses 450 or 500 yards, so I'd have 1,000 yards left at least.
which is enough to do another thing. Right, on to acquisitions. Okay, took part in this last week for the Rose Knitting Group.
Swap has been going on for months and months and months, or it feels like months and months and months. It was supposed to be a swap at the beginning of April, I think. End of March, maybe it was actually beginning of March. And it's just been a complete disaster from beginning to end. The swap part went fine, but getting to that point, there were various things that happened to people, including broken ankles and such. And we actually ended up having to, we usually meet in the pub. I had to meet in one of the ladies' houses because she had fallen off climbing her ankles, completely shattered it into pieces, so she couldn't go. So she very kindly offered that we meet in her house, and there are only 5 of us, so it wasn't a large-scale home invasion. And it was the lady whose home we invaded who was my swap partner, or who gave to me anyone else. The item that she made me was just awesome. I don't know if you can see that, but so it was Space Invaders guy. And it's a little she makes corsets. She sells handmade corsets. And this just really appeals to me, it's great. Oops, we're stuck. She filled it with safety pins and needles, and there's even a little measuring tape, which is very handy because I'm always stealing my partner's measuring tape. It's laminates. It should be very hard wearing as well. I just think that's fantastic. The thing she got me, and I don't know if included this in finished objects or not, was undyed yarn and Kool-aid. So I had my first attempt at dyeing, and it's weight, I think. So she gave me 2 skeins of fingering weight and some Kool-aid. And that is my first attempt at dyeing. This is grape, in the middle part's lemonade. It does have a slight yellow tinge to it, and it's creamy coloured. And this is black cherry, and I didn't hit all the yarn, but it was a first attempt. It smells so peculiar. It smells like sherbet and vinegar. I'm surprised it was. It was really fun to do. And this is the second one, which is slightly successful. And this is a cherry and mango, if anybody wants to know the colours. And this is not a bad one, so let's see if I can show you better. It's from Matthew Orange to, and I twisted it up when it was damp, so it's twisty. Get much better. I hasn't tried Kool-aid dyeing. I realise it's difficult possibly to get a hold of Kool-aid. Very easy to do. I would recommend it and having the thing before, because it's a bit cheaper than buying acid dyes. I looked up a basic tutorial online to get I sort of knew what I was doing anyway, but just to check. Just 3 water to 1 part vinegar, I think, if I remember, it was 6 fluid ounces of water and 2 fluid ounces of vinegar to 1 packet of Kool-aid. And I didn't do them in a dye bath, waved them, so I sprayed cling film out on the table, or saran wrap or whatever you call it, and poured the dye over. Actually, I have a syringe that I used. And then I microwaved it for 2 minutes. That easy. Rinsed it and a soap hand as well. And that was it done. I was surprised at how much soup I didn't have any colour left in water, so it exhausted it so well. And because I bought, because I enjoyed it so much, I bought this. I say this, I've got a whole bag of it over here. There we go. It smells very strongly of sheep. This is BFL lace weight. It's actually pretty fine lace weight. It really does smell of sheep. Unpleasant though. And this is really inexpensive. I got it from Undyed Yarn Company or something. Yarn Undyed, sorry, I think, and there's 5 funds there, and plus shipping it was £25 or something. So £5 for a skein of 100 grams of weight yarn is pretty good in my book. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to have to keep them for the moment, have any dyes, and or I could knit them up and then dye them. I'm buying it's £4 or £5 for 14 grams, and I don't have that kind of money. If you want a few colours, then that gets expensive pretty quickly. But we shall see. I also got this. I've had sort of a random type stuff recently. Colour Mart. I'd heard of Colour Mart. I can't remember where. And one of the lace groups I belong to in Ravelry. And I've looked at the store a few times, and she said they were on eBay, so I went and checked. I bid on so many things, and I just put in the maximum ever or something, which was still a total bargain, and just left it and walked away, and I kept getting notices that said, "You have been outbid by a buyer." I'm just going to leave it. This is not as strange a brown colour as it appears. It's actually pretty orange. It's a very winny orangey colour. It's 100 grams. I'll wait. Yeah, that's fairly fine. And there are 2,800 on here. I got it for $6. Plus, I think it was $4 postage or $3 postage. This is under $10. Which is the equivalent of about £6 or £7. £6 or £7 for 2,500 yards of lace weight. Yarn is okay in my book, and 100% superwash merino. So bonus. I'm deliberately not looking at the Colour Mart part of the gift for the moment, because I'll just do things or bidding on things, and then your money until the audience, and you can't do anything else. Perpetual, and just in case you win, your money's perpetually tied up in eBay. But that's a huge bargain. Okay, to get it. I wanted the purple one, but of course it's purple and everybody wanted the purple one. They had a company just win. These sold for 30 or 40 or something. I think that's about it for this week. I don't have much to do for the rest of the week. Apart from looking after one who told me yesterday that the Paralympics was for the people who had been hurt in the Olympics. I can see his logic. He's pretty funny. He's hilarious. He's at that age where he's just, they come out with things and you think, I can stick behind it. It's just funny. He told my mother that she was fat. A couple of weeks ago. Why are you so fat? Actually, she took it pretty well. They're not very tactful at that age. Anyway, I'll leave you, and I shall endeavour to crank this up a notch and record every week now. They're finally back. My partner has a long-standing illness and there's up every so often and can get pretty nasty. So sometimes it's not always possible, but he should be okay for a while now. So thank you for watching and goodbye.